Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Corner, and welcome to this very special Halloween Ends spoiler-free review. So, I'm taking a little break from my 31 days of Halloween horror. Well, not really. There'll be a video up shortly for day 13, 14 here, but this is a separate video from that, obviously. But I just came back a little while ago from the newest Halloween film, Halloween Ends, at the theater. I think it's also on Paramount, and I just wanted to kind of give my kind of raw reactions and what I thought of the movie. Now, I'm not going to be reading off of notes or giving you my normal synopsis of the cast and all that stuff. This is more just like a raw, um, spoiler-free look at the movie, just kind of a little bit of a review without giving away too much, basically. So yeah, I went into this movie with pretty low expectations, as I have with the two movies previous to this one. When they came out with the one in 2018, um, I had pretty low expectations, really, going back after Resurrection came out. Everything after that, I was like, whatever. But a couple of them surprised me and I liked, and a couple of them not as much. But so this movie, my expectations were pretty low. I had heard, I think from Jamie Lee Curtis several months ago, that people are going to be with this movie. And then, of course, last night, it technically opened today, but of course, it came out last night, Thursday night. And I already saw some of the negative comments streaming through Facebook and YouTube about, oh, this movie sucks. It's the worst Halloween ever, yada yada yada. So it's like I got to get on this. I got to go see this movie before it gets spoiled anymore for me. Basically, um, just my gut reaction to it. I don't. And again, this might just be a personal opinion. I don't think it's as bad as some of the negative comments make it out to be. That being said, it doesn't mean that it's great, and nobody's going to confuse this for Carpenter's '78 film. Believe me. Um, but yeah, the film kind of opens differently than what you might be expecting. I think that's the biggest thing about this film is it kind of subverts expectations. Maybe you think a little bit, and I hate to make this comparison, but if you're a Star Wars fan, it doesn't do it fully, but think a little bit of The Last Jedi. Not quite as I wouldn't say that it subverts expectations quite as much as that movie does. This movie maybe does in the first half or so. Um, I think a lot of people went into it expecting one thing. Other people had higher expectations than I did, which is probably why there's so many negative comments out there. It does subvert expectations a little bit. The first half of the film, especially, kind of goes in a different direction than I don't think a lot of people were expecting. So I'm not sure if that's why I'm guessing that's why a lot of people were down on it, at least from the comments I saw. Again, it's only been 24 hours, but mostly negative comments, what I saw. But um, yeah, basically the film opens with a character where something happens. It starts in 28, I think 2019, the year after the first film, 2019. Something happens kind of unrelated to the Michael Myers Halloween thing, but it plays a pretty big part in this movie with a certain character. Um, and then I will say I really did like the opening credits. You know how they kind of stayed with that, just like they did for Halloween 2018. Halloween Kills, the original Halloween, of course, with the pumpkin, the carved out jack o' lantern there in the corner as they give you the opening credits and stuff. Really enjoyed that, especially with Carpenter's score once again. Really good score for this movie again. Halloween Ends. Yeah, I was really digging the score with those Halloween vibes and theme music. A little extra pizzazz with it. Um, but yeah, as far as the story goes, I think that's where most people are going to have the biggest problem because this isn't your standard. Michael shows up right at the beginning of the movie and starts slashing people, and then something happens that there's a big confrontation at the end. And then Michael either lives or dies. You know, like we got in the previous 11 Michael Halloween movies. Basically, this does go in a different direction, and it really focuses on the town of Haddonfield as well, kind of like Halloween Kills did. A little bit different direction where that one everybody was against Michael. This one they kind of changed their angst and their anger a little bit. I'm not going to tell you directed towards who or what, but you'll have to watch the film. But I thought the film looked great again, just like the last couple. Great cinematography, great visuals. There's some tension filled moments there. Um, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis is great as always, as she has been in pretty much all the movies she's been in, other than Resurrection, which was really just a cameo. Andy Matichek is good as Allison, and then we also get a new character here, and I forget the actor's name. Let me pull it up. Rohan Campbell plays Corey in this movie. I'm not going to tell you too much about the character because I don't want to give too much away, but I thought those three did a really good job as far as both the characters. They all have a little bit of an arc, a little bit of character, kind of where they've come from. Because this movie actually takes place, obviously, 4 years. I believe it's 4 years after. Because Halloween 2018 obviously took place in 2018, and then Halloween Kills was the same night or the next night or something, but it's still in 2018. So this is 4 years later after, of course, Karen got killed at the end of Halloween Kills. So that all, so this is 4 years later, but, sorry, I'm kind of going off on a tangent. That's what happens when I don't have notes. But my point is Jamie Lee Curtis, Andy Matichek, and Rohan Campbell are the three standouts here as far as performances go. James Jude Courtney's good too, as normal as Michael as the Shape. Although I don't think this is his strongest of the three movies. I think he was better in Halloween Kills than even Halloween 2018, but he's still good. Um, there's a few little Easter eggs. You also get a kind of a funny cameo by um, oh shoot, Nick Castle. Not necessarily as Michael, but as his actual self on screen as another character. I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah, the movie looks great. The score is great. I like the opening credits. It does take a while for the movie to get going, at least in terms of what people want. Most people that have high expectations, that are diehard Halloween fans. And then it reaches the end. The last 30 or 40 minutes is definitely the best part of the movie, I think, and kind of what everybody was waiting for, where the tension really ratchets up. And you get your big confrontation with Laurie and the Shape that we're all sort of expecting through this trilogy. And for the most part, I thought they pulled it off pretty well. They have a pretty decent fight, and I'm not going to give it away what happens. This is spoiler free, but I think I don't know. To me, and again, I'm not a die-hard, high expectations at this point of the Halloween franchise person. But to me, it kind of came full circle. There was some resolution there. There was a sort of a nice wrap up going all the way back to the original Halloween movie. It just kind of felt right. And so yeah, I mean, I liked the last half hour of this movie. It didn't feel cheap or bad to me. I don't know how other people feel about it. I guess we'll see. As far as things I didn't like about the movie, the biggest thing are characters. Kind of like Halloween Kills. The characters, other than the three that I mentioned, Corey, Laurie, and Allison, and taking Michael, the Shape, out of it too. Everybody else is terrible. The performances or the acting is okay, but that's not great either by the other characters. But the characters, the way they're written, my God, there's some of them that couldn't die fast enough for me in this movie. I'm not going to give them away, but one is a certain character that Allison works with, let's just say, or volunteers with. I'm assuming it's work. And another one, actually two that she works with, but particularly one that does the same job she does. And then there's a young group of characters as well that were just, please, Michael, kill them now kind of character. So that's kind of carried forward, unfortunately, through this Halloween trilogy that David Gordon Green has done. Not great characters outside of the main ones. Also, there's some bad, cringy dialogue in this movie, especially in the first hour or so when things are kind of trying to pick up and things are a little slow and they're sort of getting into what this movie's going to be about. Um, the kills are pretty good, although it's a lot of stabbing. I don't think I saw anything overly. There's some callbacks. There's some typical Shape kills. I didn't see anything too. I don't think I saw anything too out of the ordinary or too crazy. when it came to the kills, but they were good. There's a fair amount of gore and blood in this movie. I think Halloween Kills had more of this trilogy. I think that's the one that had the most blood and gore and the most violent kills personally. But this one has some of that too. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Overall, like I said, I would recommend going to see this movie and making your own opinions on it. Don't have your expectations like way up here. Make sure you don't have to be like extremely low, but have reasonable expectations for the 13th movie in this franchise and the fourth movie just in this timeline of the Halloween franchise. But there are good things about this movie. I don't understand the full out hate, other than the fact that people were expecting one thing and you kind of get another through most of this movie. That's the only thing I could think of. But there's a lot of good stuff here. At the end of the day, down the road, I'll do, of course, a full blown review with my notes and my cast and everything and my pros and cons as I normally do for my movies. But 'cause also like to watch Halloween 2018 and then Halloween Kills again. I've only seen each of those once, so I might just do actually like a I might just do a four movie look at for this particular timeline: 78 Halloween, and then these three sequels: 2018 Kills and Ends. At some point in the next couple months, just to sort of put a bow on that little timeline, one of many in this franchise. But yeah, go check it out. Form your own opinions. Don't listen to the naysayers. You might go to it and agree with them and think it's terrible. I think at the end of the day, for me, this is probably like Kills is going to end up somewhere in the middle of my 13 when I rank all 13 movies. But time will tell. I got to let it simmer a little bit too. I just saw it like an hour and a half ago. So anyway, that's pretty much my quick synopsis and review of this movie. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was awesome. It's just kind of like what this trilogy's been. It's just there's things I like about it, things I don't like about it. So go check it out and form your own opinions. Please like this video and hit the little notification bell down below, and please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my great horror content. So hope everybody's having a good October. Stay scared. Bye.